If you feel isolated, abandoned, or like no one truly understands you, there's a high chance God is doing something deeper behind the scenes that your eyes can't yet see, but your soul has started to sense. You're not losing your place, you're being repositioned. God often removes the noise before he reveals the instructions, and isolation is his divine strategy for those he's about to elevate. You're not being punished, you're being protected. Look at how God dealt with Moses. He took him away from the palace and into the wilderness for 40 years before using him to lead a nation. When David was anointed king, he didn't go straight to the throne. He went back to the field where the sheep were, away from the noise, away from the crowd. It's in the field where God teaches you how to fight lions and bears in secret, so you're ready to face Goliath in public. If everyone's walking away from you, stop chasing them and start asking God what he's setting you apart for. There's a reason Jesus often withdrew to lonely places to pray. Luke 5:16. Sometimes the isolation isn't an attack, it's an invitation into intimacy, into revelation, into refinement. God is not withholding people from you, he's preparing you for the ones you're actually meant to impact. You might feel forgotten, but the truth is, he's hiding you, hidden so he can heal you. Hidden so he can show you who you really are outside of titles, relationships, or applause. And here's the shocking part. If you don't understand what this season is doing for your spirit, you'll mislabel it as rejection when it's actually redirection. In John 15 verse 2, Jesus says every branch that bears fruit gets pruned so it can bear even more. Translation, if your circle got smaller, your influence is about to grow. That aching loneliness could be God's loudest whisper, telling you that your old environment can't hold your next assignment. He pulled you out because what you were connected to was too small for what he's about to do through you. You were trying to belong. He's trying to build you. You were searching for people. He's pushing you to search for him. Stop trying to run back to familiar prisons just because they felt comfortable. Israel begged to return to Egypt, but God had already opened the Red Sea. Don't forget, Jesus was alone in the wilderness before he launched his ministry, tempted in isolation before he taught in power. What if the spiritual warfare you're facing right now is confirmation, not contradiction? The enemy always attacks what he fears. Your isolation is a threat to hell because it's producing a version of you that won't bow to pressure, won't depend on people for validation, and won't settle for halfway callings. The truth is, many can handle attention, but very few can handle silence. And yet, that silence is where the greatest revelations are born. Elijah heard God, not in the wind, not in the fire, but in a whisper. 1 Kings 19:12. Some of the loudest moves of God begin in the quietest rooms. And if your room feels too quiet lately, that may be because heaven is about to announce something through you. You're not being left behind. You're being pulled ahead. Romans 8:28 says all things work together for good, not just the applause, but the abandonment too. So if you feel alone, misunderstood, or misplaced, don't run from it. Lean in. Let it break you open. Let it reveal what you've been relying on that's not God. Because isolation will expose your idols and eliminate your excuses. It's in these hidden places that you begin to realize peace is better than popularity, purpose is deeper than approval, and presence, his presence, is the only thing that sustains. You don't need a platform to matter. You don't need crowds to be called. You need oil. You need fire. You need a secret history with God that no one else sees, but everyone else will sense. So the next time you feel like no one is checking on you, remember, heaven still is. God sees, God knows, God plans, and his plans are rarely comfortable, but they are always perfect. You are not alone. You are in the hands of a God who isolates to elevate, who hides to prepare, who prunes to promote. So stop viewing your isolation as a setback and start seeing it as sacred ground. You're not being forgotten, you're being formed. Don't waste this season. Don't numb it with distractions. Don't run to counterfeit comfort. Let it do what it's meant to do. Because when the time comes and God reveals what he's been doing in you, the people who left won't even recognize the person who emerges. That's the power of isolation ordained by God. It doesn't just change your surroundings, it transforms your soul.